Hi everyone, good morning. We just finished up at the dog park and now we're just walking around a little bit. Let some of the dripping water drip off of Lefty. He came right out of the deep part of the creek and we left, so he's just dripping. I always bring a towel, Lefty's towel. You've seen it, it's like a dark purple magenta kind of colored towel. That's Lefty's towel. I always bring that with us when we come to the dog park to give him a dry off. And oh, I gotta pause video. Okay, sorry about that. So we are waiting out thunder showers again today. I don't know if you can see the sky behind me. And so it's like 8 a.m. and I walked out the door and it's so humid right now. It's like somebody throws a wet blanket, a warm wet blanket on you. But the silver lining is after today, the forecast has us like the next 9 days in the low to mid 70s. So this is supposed to be the end of this rainy storm front. We've been getting rain pretty much every day, either at night or during the day. I've jumped in and out, you know, like started to do something on the truck, had to close it up because the rain came. So it's been, it's just been a very, very wet July here. Any of you in the Northeast, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, there's been flooding. The other day, Rochester got hit, you know, and I always say we're from Rochester. We're a little bit south of Rochester, a suburb, and Rochester got hammered, and it literally was 2 miles from us, 2 miles north of us, like right in the city of Rochester, and we missed it. We got like some light rain, but they got hammered. And then a couple weeks ago, like 30 miles south of us, Canandaigua town, they got flooded. I mean, they got poured on. And we missed it. We didn't get anything that day. It just got really cloudy and really ominous looking, but we never got anything. So we've been, hey, leave that. Left, leave it. Come on, hey. He just grabbed that tarp in his mouth and he flipped that rock over. Come on. Don't mess up the man's cover up here. I put the rock back. Hey, come on. Oh, I know there's stuff under there. Come on, buddy. Come on. So today, okay. Come on. Hey. A lot of critters under there. Bugs. So today what we're going to do is, the sky, it's getting darker as we've been out here this morning. Come on. So this is, that's where our weather comes from, that direction. So I'll do a 360 so you can see the entire sky is clouds, dark clouds, and it's darkest that direction. And that's where our weather comes from. So this is actually a golf driving range. So this is run by the town of Henrietta here. So there's the dog parks, there's a frisbee golf course, and the ponds right up there where people do fishing. There's some guys fishing up there right now, actually. And then they've got this driving range right here. So there's these really tall nets, you can see it right there, that run down both sides, and you tee off like right up here, and you drive all the way down that way. This used to be a privately owned park here, but the town bought it. Not sure if the previous owner passed away or what, but it's called Lookup Park because the owner's last name was Lookup, from what I understand. It's a unique last name. So we're gonna head home from here, get him some chow, and then I'm gonna sit down and put a video together for y'all because I'm not gonna mess around today with trying to dodge in between the showers, and it's supposed to be thunder showers today, thunderstorms. So I don't want to mess around with that. I will show you when we get back to the house. I'll show you real quick the last few things that I've done on the battery install, and I'll tell you what my next step is, because the next step is a big one for me, you know, in my brain. Just so today's video is to let you all know what we're up to. I don't like to go too long in between videos, you know, even if nothing exciting is happening. So thanks everyone for being here with us and watching. Please give us a thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, tag, all those words that you say in a YouTube video. Trot, trot, trot. Trot, trot, trot. He can go all day at that pace. Ooh, varmint hole. Yep. Watch that fence. Trot, 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 trot. That's a happy boy. And I really appreciate all the comments from the last video about the batteries. There's a lot of you out there that appreciate the work and, you know, are giving me thumbs up, some good ideas from a lot of you. So thank you all for jumping in on the comments and just letting me know that y'all are really actually listening. Some of you said, somebody put like the 18-minute mark, said I'm still awake, you know, because I said there's like 6 of you that are interested in this and everybody else is just sleeping. And then someone else said, I'm number 7. So thank you all for those comments. I'm glad that some of you like to see that kind of video, because, you know, that's the kind of stuff I really like doing, and I know it's lost on a lot of people. And so those of you that it's not of interest to, I apologize, but that's part of our whole experience and our whole life, is figuring out how to do that kind of stuff. And, you know, I've just learned as I've gone along over the years how to do this solar battery kind of wiring. You know, it's really basic wiring, and it's not that complicated. And I tell people a lot in emails and stuff, once it clicks in your mind and you understand it, it's all simple. So you just have to keep reading, watching people's videos, and once it clicks, you're golden. It's all downhill from there. So if you're working on a project, whoo, it's getting windy. Oh, the sky is looking really fierce. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to stay here, but then look at here. We got blue skies. So it's one of these undecided days. As I was saying, if you're working on a project like this, I hope the video helps you, gives you some encouragement. Because again, you know, 4.5 years ago, I didn't know anything about all of this stuff, and I just kept reading and reading and asking questions on forums until it finally clicked, and then it all became simple. And I hope that point comes for all of you that are questioning what you're doing, and I hope the video helps. And we're gonna have more once we get through this weather. We're gonna have more of the battery install. And I know it's been dragging on a long time, but, and some of you commented too, take your time and do it right and make sure, because, you know, you're messing around with a lot of power. I say that a lot, messing around with a lot of power, and we don't want to take any shortcuts and make a mistake. That's my boy. Such a happy dog. I hope he's happy. We're getting ready for new adventures, buddy. It's coming soon. Oh, it's deep today. Oh my goodness. What? What? What are you talking about? Huh? How's it taste? Yeah, it's moving. Got a lot of rain yesterday. A lot. Off down the creek. So much fun. Hello. You are so wet. Whoa. Quite a jump. There's a couple of youngsters there. Lefty's doing his best to keep up with them. Oh, you so noisy. You so noisy. We just had to bail out of the dog park. It got a little rowdy. It was okay, and then a guy showed up with, it looked like a, you know, like a bulldog, pit bull mix, young, bigger than Lefty, and they got into it. So I had to scream them apart. And, you know, Lefty's almost 10 years old. And my fear is that he can't defend himself anymore. Now, you know, what he just showed me is he's he's capable. When we first got in there was a dog that we know that's a pup and likes to nip at other dogs' collars, and was doing that to Lefty. And Lefty, you know, straightened it out, and then from then on they were fine. But when this other bigger bulldog mix showed up, it turned into big chaos. And then another dog showed up, and that escalated everything, and Lefty and that bulldog got into it. And, you know, Lefty's got that genetic, he's not going to take crap from other dogs. He's always been that way. He typically does not start something, but if something starts, he's right in it, you know. And he's just not as young as he used to be. And I don't want the stress of having to worry about another fight breaking out. So I got them split apart. And then we decided just to come out here and do some walking. Whew, muggy today. We're going to be, the weather forecast has us hitting 90 degrees. And in fact, I'm going to turn us around because I am sweating a lot and I don't have any water with me. So I don't want to get too far away from the car. And Lefty could use some water, I'm sure. Whew, very humid. Very, very humid. Okay, so we're gonna call this one done after we get back to the car. Lefty was running. He can't keep up with the younger dogs anymore, but and one guy said, man, he can run for a 10-year-old. He's given it everything he had, boy. Everything. See, this trotting speed, we could go all day like this. All day. This is his speed right here. Okay, we're gonna head back to the house as soon as we get up to the car. That was just enough to get my heart rate pumping a little bit. Haven't had a good dog brawl in a while. What? Huh? Oh, let's go around the implements. Oh, those are the ball catchers, picker-uppers. Yep. Okay. Okay, buddy. Hey, hey, hey. Come on. What you doing? Come on this way. Left. Come on, pup. What, you interested in the ball picker-upper? Huh? What are you doing? What? What you doing? I don't think there's anything in there. There might be. I'm sure they run over all kinds of animals, so I bet it smells good. What is it? Hey. Left. Come on. This way. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, let me give you a look at the last couple of things I did on the truck. It is not bright out here. It's, 9:15 a.m. and it looks like it's like 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night out here. Okay, so my 2-gauge cable finally came. It was delayed by 2 days for whatever reason. So here's my negative coming out of the charge controller, and I've got it running along here and then up to the bus bar. I'm going to put some hold downs back here to hold it along the wall, nice and firm. I threw some wire loom over my positive that comes out of the charge controller. I mean, this is like double insulated wire already, but the black, they come out right next to each other. So just, this is going to be nice and solidly connected, so they're not going to be like chafing against each other, but still I put some wire loom around that just to be certain. I also put some wire loom around the negative panel feed wire where it comes up from behind there. Didn't have it on there before, but I had some, so I went ahead and used it. So we've got, we also did this 2-gauge here. So this is the positive that comes out of the charge controller to this 150 amp breaker, and then straight across to the bus bar. So I did this cable also. Trying to get a cable made that's the exact length from eye to eye, that takes a little bit of doing it right. You can't just wing it. This one, obviously, I had a little more leeway because it's a longer run, but I left myself enough that I can tack it against the wall back here so it's nice and secure. So the next step, what is the next step? So what I'm going to do next is we're going to test fit putting the shelf in, putting the inverter on the shelf, and making sure that all the wiring that has to go to the inverter, not just the DC side, this one and the other black one that I have that's going to come off of there, not just those two, but the AC side, because my inverter is a transfer switch inverter, so I've got in and out AC wires here, and I need to make sure that these are going to reach. So I'm still not going to connect everything up down here because this is a test fit, and I want to make sure that all this wire is going to reach. Once I'm sure of that and I have it all squared away, then I can take the inverter back out, the shelf back out, and then we can go ahead and actually connect everything up and then put it back in. But I've got to test fit it first because I don't want all this being live and not be able to hook this up. All of this is going to be connected up at that point. So before I do that, I've got to make sure that my AC wiring is going to reach, because I only have, it's as long as it is. That was custom made by me years ago when I first installed the inverter. And the inverter used to sit right down here, and now it's going to sit up here. And I'm hoping that I have enough length in this wire. I went and looked under the truck, and I could gain a couple inches, like the slack underneath, but not a lot. So gosh, I hope this is going to fit. The rest of these wires, this is just you know, battery temperature sensors. So these going to come out here and get attached to the sides of the batteries. And then there's it's like an Ethernet cable that plugs into the end of the inverter. So that's nothing. That's no big deal. None of that. So even though there looks like a lot of wires down here, the only ones I really need to be concerned with is this right here and this right here. This is the ground for the inverter. And this goes in to the chassis ground. And I already know that it's not going to be long enough. So I'm going to see if I can change the position on the chassis where it's attached up underneath. I'll clean a new spot where there's a hole and hopefully be able to reuse this same cable. So I've got to make sure those are going to work. So call me nuts if you want, but I'm test fitting the shelf, test fitting the inverter before I power all this up. That's just the way. You can see me sweating. It is so humid out here. That's just the way that I'm comfortable. I don't want to have all this powered while I'm still fiddling, because I might run into an issue that's going to delay me while this thing is sitting here with the batteries all tied together but not actually functioning. So I want to test this out, because putting the shelf in, putting the inverter out here, that's, you know, 15 minutes. It won't take a lot of work. And it's good for me to make sure that it's all going to work before I go ahead and turn everything on. So that's the next step. So as soon as this storm system finally lets go of us, we're going to get after it and get this done. Thanks everyone for being here with us. Everybody take care, be safe. We'll see y'all again really soon.
What?
Oh! What are you doing, screwball? Knucklehead? What you doing? What are you doing? You're such a goof. Yes, you are. Goofball.